How are you today?
Good.
You think we're going to have a good day?
Yes.
You think the sun's coming out?
Yes.
You think we're going to go play outside later?
No.
Really? Why not? Why not? Because we're going to... Well, we're going to talk about baseball today. Who plays baseball? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Who plays soccer? Everybody does everything. Let me see. Who plays lacrosse? Not yet. Who swims? Oh, everybody. That was everybody. That was one for everybody. Okay. Let's see. What else did I forget? What else? Football. Oh. And who do we like in football?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Who else?
Captain America.
Everybody? Everybody? The whole team? Okay. You ready? Okay. Here we go. Now, this is called Grandma's Baseball. Okay? But before I start this, I'm going to tell you a story. Another story. I have a friend, and she used to live down the street from here. We went to school here together many, many, many years ago. We used to go to school here. And her dad used to play professional baseball in the minor leagues. And she has his old uniform. And his old uniform is about as heavy or heavier than your winter jacket because it's made of wool. It's really, really heavy. How many people have seen, you know, you go into a store and you see how light those uniforms are now? Well, this is so heavy. And she decided she was going to wear it to an event we had at the senior center. And she was really, really hot, and the hat was made of wool too.
Wool is heavy?
Yeah, wool can be really heavy, and this outfit was really, really heavy. Imagine being out there and it's 90 degrees and it's hot. Imagine trying to play like that. Could you play like that?
No.
No. You could? Wow, you're tough. You're a tough guy.
Yeah, I can.
Can you? You're all tough guys. Wow.
Yeah.
You gotta try it sometime. Maybe I'll bring her over with her dad's uniform and you can see it. Okay.
I tried one time.
What?
I tried one time.
Yeah? What was it like?
Awful. That's really
Okay, this is called Grandma's Baseball. How many of you have grandmas around? Do you see them a lot? No, you see them now and then? Any of them have baseballs? No? Well, this grandma does, and she's going to go and visit. One night at dinner, Mom and Dad made an announcement. Grandma is coming to live with us. My grandmother lives far away. I've only seen her twice in my life. One time was when I was little, the other time was last year. When Grandpa was young, he played baseball for a team called the Monarchs. When they buried him, because he passed away, they placed his old uniform with him. Mom cried, but Grandma didn't. She just looked sort of grumpy. Your grandmas aren't grumpy, are they? Oh, good, okay, good, good.
Yes.
Yeah, well, sometimes. You know, we're all grumpy. Aren't you grumpy sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah, we're all grumpy a little bit sometimes. I went with Mom and Dad to meet Grandma's plane. At the airport, a voice over the loudspeaker said Grandma's flight had just landed. A few minutes later, I saw Grandma with two big suitcases. She looks kind of grumpy. You know, maybe it was a tough flight, huh? Right? Driving home, I sat in the back seat, and Grandma sat next to me. I showed her where I go to school. She told me to take my foot off the seat. None of you put your feet on the seat, do you? No, you do?
I do.
Oh, come on.
do.
At least you're honest. At least you're honest, right? Right? Mom and Dad asked me to take the smaller guest room, and Grandma moved her things into my room. I don't think I'd like that too much. The next morning, Grandma made breakfast, oatmeal. I hate oatmeal. Do you hate oatmeal? It's good for you. Come on, it's good for you. Grandma says it's full of vitamins and stuff, and she's right. She says she will be fixing breakfast from now on. I hate breakfast. Later, Mom, Grandma, and I took a walk through the park. Let's get a cherry ice pop, I said. No, Grandma said, it's too close to supper time. That wouldn't make me too happy. No. Grandma told me not to slam the screen door when I went out to play and when I came back in. I didn't like when Grandma came to walk me home from school. We never stopped to feed the ducks in the pond the way Mom and I did. You have homework to do, Grandma would say. I guess Grandma's going to take him home. One morning after breakfast, I walked past Grandma's bedroom and noticed an old baseball on the top of her dresser. It was a little yellow and had writing all over it. Maybe it used to belong to Grandpa? You think so? Think it might have?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
I took the ball out to the backyard to see if it still worked. I don't know if it was a good idea to take Grandma's baseball, but okay. I tried knocking a can off the porch, but I missed. The ball hit the screen door with a thud. Are you still slamming that? Grandma started to say, but she stopped when she noticed the ball. I thought she was going to be mad, but instead, Grandma picked up Grandpa's baseball and brushed it off. You're doing it all wrong, she said, and showed me a different way to hold the ball. I tried it again. This time, I hit the can with the pitch. That one is called a sinker, Grandma said. Wow, where did you learn that? I asked, but she didn't answer. Grandma didn't look grumpy anymore. She looked sort of sad. Soon she said, your grandfather taught me that pitch when your mother was smaller than you. Then Grandma started to cry. I hugged Grandma and told her not to be sad. I think that made her feel better. I love you, she said. I love you too, Grandma. Then I said, do you think you could lighten up on the oatmeal? Sure, she said, if you promise to lighten up on the screen door. So what was really nice about that? What was really nice about that story? Huh? Did it make you feel good?
Yes.
How come? How come? Why did it make you feel good?
I forget.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. But it made you feel good. As long as you remembered it made you feel good, that's the important thing, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do with your grandma? What do you do when your grandma's around? Yeah.
Ride me toys whenever I'm over there.
She buys you toys whenever you're over there. Oh, that's good. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Go out to eat.
You go out to eat. Yeah, grandmas do like that. Yes, that's true. Yes.
Ride my bike.
You ride your bike when your grandma's around? Yeah. Does she help you? She does? Gee, she's a good grandma. Does she ride her bike with you? Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. You.
Gets me toys.
She gets you toys? Boy, you got good grandmas. You know what my grandma used to do many, 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 many years ago? My grandma lived in a city. And when I would go visit her when I was really, really little, littler than you, my grandma didn't have a car. She didn't drive. So we used to have to take a cab. And the cabs then were great big things. You know, they weren't small. They weren't like a regular car that was just made into a cab. These were big things. And I would look like this big in that back seat next to Grandma. I would look so tiny. My feet were sticking up, and you could barely see me because I was there like this. And I was just sort of lost in the back of that cab. And we would go and do all her shopping. And in those days, what happened was that you didn't have, you know when you go with your mother, you go to the store, right? You have these bags you carry. They didn't do that. What they did was they used to deliver to you. So you do all your shopping, and you tell the people in the different stores what time you'd be home. You get home, and all of a sudden, you'd hear a knock on a door. And there'd be this guy standing there. And he usually had on this sort of smock, almost like you see your doctor wear, something like that. And he'd be there with a box. And that box had your groceries. It had whatever you went and bought was in that those boxes. These people would show up and deliver it to you. And then you'd have to carry. My grandmother lived on the 3rd floor, and this stairway went like this. So there you are, going upstairs, trying to help the guy carry the box.
Like this.
Right? Yeah, it was like that. And it took a long time. Yeah.
go to eat.
You go out to eat? Everybody likes to go out to eat with their grandmothers. That's good. Where do you go?
Friendlies.
Friendlies? Where do you go?
Me too.
Wendy's? Oh, everybody goes someplace. Wow.
Friendlies.
Yeah.
The old people.
She does? That's good too. That's good too. Who has brothers and sisters?
I only have a brother.
You have a brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't have any brothers or sisters. So I was lucky because when my grandparents gave me toys, they had nobody else to give toys to. So I got a lot. You too? Yeah.
Me too.
Yes.
I have 2 stepsisters.
You have 2 stepsisters? That's good. That's good. You know, it's nice to have brothers and sisters, isn't it? Don't you think? Sometimes, I mean, come on. It is nice sometimes, right? It's nice sometimes. And as you get older, you know, you're going to find it's really not a bad thing, you know? Maybe you have somebody to talk to a little bit different, a little bit more than a friend, you know? So the good thing is, always be close to your grandparents, right? Because they got a lot of stuff they can teach you and talk to you about, just like she taught him how to pitch. She taught him how to throw that ball. He wouldn't have known how to do that. You know, that was special. So everybody has something they can teach you, especially somebody who's been around for a long, long time. Because where I work, we have people who have been around. In fact, this afternoon before I left, I was talking to this woman who's going to have a birthday on the 31st, which is what, 2 days from now? Guess how old she's going to be?
What?
101. She's going to
Wow,
be
that's old.
101, yeah.
That's old.
And last year when she turned 100, the Red Sox honored her because she was born the same year Fenway Park was built. So you know what they sent her? They sent her some of the dirt from the infield in a little bag. And they sent her all these pictures and all this other stuff. So she's a big Red Sox fan too. So I just left her playing bingo.
I'm on the Red Sox.
You are? Is that the team you play for? Yeah?
I want 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 75,
So,
75.
When we see our grandparents, right? Just remember, sometimes, yeah, you know, it's like with anybody. Sometimes they just kind of get on your nerves and you don't want to hear what they have to say. But just remember, you can learn from everybody. Like I said, particularly people who've been around. I mean, let me tell you, this lady who has been here 101 years. I mean, try to imagine that, 101 years. Wow. The stuff that, and I should tell you this, before I end, I just want to tell you, this lady who's 101, when I first started my job, very first day I was there, she said to me, I want to talk to you. And I'm thinking, what did I do? I just got here. And she said, I need to talk to you about something. I said, all right. She said, your mother had a beauty shop when you were a baby. And I said, yeah. She goes, I used to rock you in my arms when you were a baby. And that was, believe me, many years ago. And she said, I used to put you in your cradle, I used to put you in your playpen, I used to rock you in my arms when you were a baby. So we had this special kind of bond, the two of us. And so I was lucky enough a couple of months ago to honor her as the oldest person in Raynham, the oldest person in this whole town. I was able to honor her. And I told that story because I don't think there's too many people who honor the person who's the oldest person in their town and had them rock them when they were a baby too. So she told me stories I didn't know because I was a baby and I was too young to know. Yeah.
Someone in my family was over.
Really? It's amazing, isn't it? Can you believe that? I mean, 100. I mean, go home tonight and take out 100 pennies and put them on the floor. And that is a lot. And imagine every one of those is a year.
I got to 199 once.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did.
I don't think anybody's that old, though.
I counted.
You counted them?
Yeah, in my dad's car when I was by myself.
Yeah? I don't think that...
We was getting something at the other house.
Yeah? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. And you can count really high. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
My grandma, my great-great-grandma, she's 99.
She is? Wow. Does she live?
She'll be 100.
Does she live around here? Oh, too bad. Too bad. I could have used her next year. One more.
My grandma is 99. She's sick and she's about to die.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I'm sorry. But, you know, you had some good times, huh? You had a few good experiences with her. I'm sorry.
I only see her once every April
How come every April?
because she lives in Puerto Rico.
Oh. But it's good that you get to see her, right? So you just remember those good things, though, right? Try not to remember the sad stuff. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. It was so nice being here with you today. You were so nice. And you were so nice. You were a great bunch of kids, you know. You really were. Thank you. Thank you for the experience.